Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video, and another one in a series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full body of work of The Doors. And I have arrived at their second album, 1967, Strange Days. What I'm holding here is a first US stereo pressing with I love this, the original inner sleeve, with here the lyrics, and here a nice photograph of the band. Now, I was so lucky to find this pressing here in Amsterdam for about 20 bucks, and the condition is solid. And before I start to talk about the album, I've been listening to this for quite some time digitally, but the sound quality of this original pressing is just superb. It's so smooth, it's so full, it's so warm, it's got so much to give, which actually leads me to the actual review of the album. The first album by The Doors might be one of the best debut albums ever. It's in a competition for me together with um, the first Jimi Hendrix record or the Velvet Underground and Nico. But it's among the top 5 of best debut albums. This one would have been that as well if it would have been their first. I think that this is one of the most underestimated records, and the main reason I can think of is because their first album is just a hit machine that has, hit after hit after hit. Not only is the songwriting so good, it's also so dynamic, ending off with the end and having so many different sizes and different um, stories of songs in there that really show a lot of diversity and a very unique sound. So I wasn't around when that record got released, but it must have been a shock, a smack in your face. These guys exist, and this is just the most gorgeous sequel, the most gorgeous sequel. But they could not surprise again the way they did with their first album. But again, if this would have been the first one, the impact might have been likewise. Opening with the song Strange Days, which has this dreamy quality. The sound of the keys or the organ, and then Jim Morrison's voice. Strange Days. There is a Sinatra kind of control and chill there in his voice that nevertheless, because Morrison might give you that control and chill in the abilities of his voice, you can hear a personality that is struggling with its actual urges. How can I pronounce that better? I've been reading Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the novelization of the film by Quentin Tarantino himself. Tarantino wrote the novelization himself. And he wrote in that, in a scene where the Brad Pitt character, a stuntman, fights with Bruce Lee, that Bruce Lee, just before he starts the fight, realizes that the stuntman, played by Brad Pitt, um, he was an actual murderer in the book. And looking in his eyes, he realized he is not fighting me, but he's fighting the urge to kill me. That reminds me of the voice of Jim Morrison. His voice is cool and controlled, but he's fighting for that control, to stick away from his deep dark desires or tendencies. That's what it feels like. Might not have been actually, but that's what it feels like. And Strange Days is so good. And after that, Your Lost Little Girl. And if I'm still in film references, and I'm allowed to give some film references because these guys were movie buffs and actual film scholars. Your Lost Little Girl reminds me of Eine Stadt sucht einen Mörder, A City Looks for a Murderer by Fritz Lang. not only because of the lyrics, but also the way the guitar walks. Dun, 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 dun. There is this scary old 30s vibe going on there. Love Me Two Times, which is gorgeous, powerful. Unhappy Girl, Horse Latitudes, and an ending of side one with Moonlight Drive, which, if we are to believe the film The Doors by Oliver Stone, third movie reference there. Don't worry. Um, that that was the first song that Jim Morrison sang for Ray Manzarek. I'm not sure if that's a free interpretation or that he just made it up. I would love to know. Are there any Doors fans who have more information about that? Gorgeous side one, brilliant side one. Let me go to side two. And this contains one of the essential Doors songs for me. People are strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. When you're unwanted. Um, Lyrically, Morrison was so good, but also the vocal lines there, they seem to go so smoothly, so daring. It is somebody who is like a cat surrounding the prey of its subject with full focus, but a daring calm. Not trying to be threatening, but he is. And I love that element there. I love also the philosophy of behind it. I mean, the lyrics are strong. They have something to say. My eyes have seen you. That's a banger. I can't see your face in my mind. Um, Second highlight after People Are Strange. I mean, side two opens with a 2 minute song. That's a clear, brilliant songwriting, and ends off with an 11-minute song when the music's over. And to me, that is kind of like a reflection to the end, though when the music's over is far from as dark or as haunting or as um, lost. That's what I like about the end. The song, the end, can make you feel lost. It sometimes feels as if they are lost and they're just in a jungle of music and going on. Yet there's this hypnotizing quality that keeps you going. When the music's over, feels like a more controlled, epic end of a record. The shouting is so well timed. One of their great epic songs. Yeah, this one, Strange Days, a masterpiece. Clear masterpiece. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.